Hi there fellas, Nice back here again with another inbox review, and this time we're going to be looking at Hobby Boss's SU17 M4 Fitter K. Okay, now this is a beast of a box, as you can see. Can't even fit it all in. Okay, it's quite a, I won't say new kit or anything like that, but it's been around a while. Just having a look at it, see if I can get a date. Well, this says copyright 2017, so I don't know when that was, whether it was out. But there's not that many in this scale. Okay, so we start off with on the side. You can see we've got the is that one? No, that's not one with the mouth and all the different markings. So this one's from 1998. Okay, so Afghanistan. This one is the Teplin Gostolin Air Base, 1994. Okay, so there are your two markings that you get within the kit. So what I'm going to do, leave that there so it don't fall down. We're going to move on to the overhead, and I'm going to try and fit it all in for you. So we start this one as normal in the instruction manual. Okay, this is all black and white. Okay, this part anyway. The colour callouts are in colour, so but we'll get to that in a minute. Starting off with a through mat, and it looks like they've had a correction in there. Okay, already. So that's quite good. There is a little bit of photo extra as well. So I'll just move on to page 1. And as always with these jets, we start with the wheel weld, the front wheel well, and the main cockpit. And it doesn't say, but I do believe these are the Mr. Colour Aqueous, sorry, and just the normal Mr. Colour lacquer. Okay, so we've got the wheel well, the cockpit, the seat looks like it's got moulded on seat belts, all going together into the cockpit, and then move on to joining the main fuselage together. Okay, so we've got our engine, a cockpit nose wheel, and our nose cone, and it doesn't look like it mentions anything about any weight in there, so just for good measure I'll be adding some in anyway. Then putting some of the fins and what looks like the weapons pylons and other dangling bits onto the actual main fuselage, onto that big tail fin going on, and the tail planes, main wheel bays going into the front part of the actual wing. Now this is a swept wing, so you can have it swept back or extended. Okay, and that's left and right side of the wings. Then join those first parts of those wings actually onto the aircraft before you then make your decision whether you want it swept, okay, or extended with slats. And I don't know whether the flats are posable, but it doesn't look like it, but you can definitely have the slats extended. And then we look at putting some more of the bits and pieces, okay, actually onto the fuselage. Okay, so this bit's going to be fun, putting all these bits onto the actual probe. Okay, and then the combing on the front. Then move on to, you get a towing dolly by the looks of it to attach to the aircraft. Where does it mention about putting the drop tacks on? It's already got the drop tacks on there, and I'm hoping it tells you a little bit further on. Okay, so then we've got some bits for the canopy, and what's really interesting with this bit, okay, which I'll show you when we get there, is it's got a separate frame for the actual window. So the canopy, which we'll have a look in a bit. So that's going to have to be painted first. And now we move on to all the ordnance. So we've got some AB100s going on. We've got Oh, it doesn't say where it is. Okay, but some more rocket bombs by the looks of it. Some S-24Bs. Okay, so the rockets, rocket pods, fuel tanks, and then a diagram of where all these ordnance go. So you can have quite a lot of different ordnance on there. Okay, so depending on what you would pick. Okay, so potentially you could have, you know, some of everything and the fuel tanks. Okay, so we've got the colour call outs. First up is the two marking options. So we've got Templin Gross Dolling Air Base, April 5th 1944, with a nice shark mouth, if it is a shark, and eyes. Okay, and the colour call outs in Mr. Hobby, Vallejo, Model Master, Tamiya and Humbrol. Okay, so the you know, the free, is it a free, maybe even 4-tone camo plus the belly and the silver, and then very similar camo, but for 1998, so in Afghanistan. So some nice, really nice colours, call outs there. And then we have the ones for all the ordnance. So we've got our R60 MKEs, our S24s as Fab 500s, B13Ls, B8 M1s, AB 100s and AB 250s, and then we've got the fuel tanks and all the actual pylons for this aircraft. We also get a small throat wet sheet, okay, for the probe and some other bits and pieces on there, which is really nice. Okay, nice little small sheet there. And we also get some rubber tyres. Not the greatest thing in the world. There can be a pain to paint and weather, okay, but there's some nice detail. I'm not going to get them out because knowing me, I'll lose them. Okay, so we then move on to some of the clear part, the plastic parts. This is the main, well, it's not the main, it's the only cockpit ejection seat. Okay, so as you can see straight away, some nice detail on the headrest and the cushions, the side and the rear, and then we turn it over. Okay, so then we've got the main seat with the cushion and some nice detail with the molded on thing. So yeah, it possibly could work. Okay, we've got, then move on to, so we'll have a look at the clear parts in a bit because there's two packets of clear parts. We'll go on to rest of the plastic, and this one's the rest of the cockpit. So the cockpit there, not much detail, but more enough with the floor, some button detail. Onto the tailplane, as you can see, some really nice rivet and panel line detail on there all the way through. And then, like I said before, the internal frame of the cockpit glass, so the canopy. Okay, so that's going to be nice. You're going to have to paint that before it goes in. Okay, so that's really nice. So some of these parts, and I don't believe this one gets used. Okay, but it's nice to have it in there because you could use it for something else. So it's probably a reconnaissance pod or something like that. So I'll get loaded on that bit. It'll probably be glass in there. Pylons, okay, one-piece pylons again, all got some lovely detail on there. Some of the ordnance, so some of the rocket pods and the bombs and the clips to join them to the pylons. Okay, again, some really nice detail on all of these. Nice rivet lines, okay, and stuff like that. And we've got two of those ones, so that one can just go straight over there. And then we've got part of these are the extended wings, and you can tell that because these bits are for the flaps. And again, some really nice rivet and panel line detail on there and on there. Okay, with the hatches and all that sort of stuff. So it should be really nice. Hardly any flash to speak of about. Maybe a little bit to just there to get rid of. Okay, but a quick. There, it's gone already. Okay, so again, really nice. On to the main part of the wings. So again, all this really nice fin detail, rivet detail, panels, some recess and some raised detail on there. Wheel wells, okay, lower wings, tail planes. Tail planes are good, all one piece. These fins that go on the wings, top of the wings. Again, it's all done really, really nicely. Okay, nothing to worry about the look of it. This is what I like about Hobby Boss. They will put a bit of foam or whatever on there to protect the aircraft, not the aircraft, the parts. So I have to make sure I put that back on there. Okay, and that's just to protect these delicate parts here. Look, okay, so we've got parts of the undercarriage door, pitot tube, okay, the nose intake, and even on the nose intake, the nose cone, you can, I don't know if you'll be able to pick them out, but some really, really nice fine rivet detail all the way over that. Okay, really, really nicely done. We've got the part of the nozzle, okay, the engine nozzle. I'm not sure about that step on the inside. I'll have to do some research to see whether that's there or not. Again, part of the undercarriage bays, the main nose cone. Again, some really nice detail on there. The afterburner ring on there, I think that is, okay, and a fan. Some nice detail inside of the engine nozzle. Flaps and slats. Okay, fins. Wheel hubs. Again, some really, really lovely detail on this. Really, really nice. Main fuselage. Okay, so this is going to be quite a beast when it's finished. It's over 30 centimeters. Okay, it's going to be a really big aircraft, and with that really big aircraft, you want to see all this really quite good detail. Okay, the only downside, if I can point it out, okay, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a line that goes all the way down there, and then from the front, I don't know if you can see it. Can you just see it just there? Wow, it goes all the way down. Okay, that is a seam where the two molds join together. Okay, but it's not an issue. Quick swipe with a sanding stick and that'll soon disappear. Most of it's going down this main panel line here. Okay, so it goes into there. So it's just from there to the nose and from there to the tail, okay, to get rid of on both sides. But again, that's not going to be a real issue, okay. It should be able to easily get rid of that. It's just something to be aware of. And as you can see, again, some nice detail on all the hatches and panel lines and all that sort of stuff. So next up, we've got two of the same. So we have two drop tanks, some rockets, some bits to attach it to the actual what's it called? To the pylons. Okay. So again, some nice detail on there. Should be able to join these fairly easy. Okay, there's no raised detail that you have to get rid of or anything like that, or have to worry about. It's all recessed, so it should join really nicely, and then just a couple of swipes of a sanding stick should get rid of it. And then we have the folded wings option, so exactly the same as the extended wings, but this time they have got the actual slats attached. Okay, so again, all the same sort of detail, some really nice crisp detail all over. And then two more of these. So these are all our rocket pods. Okay, so the multiple rocket pods, one which only got, what, 5 in. Okay, I don't know what all these names or all these rocket pods are, but again, some really nice rivet detail, some nice recessed detail on these pods. Okay, so it should dress up really nicely. Okay, they're cool. Don't even know what they are, but they do look cool. Okay, and then we'll have a look at the clear parts. So we've got the 2 bags of clear parts. We'll start with the canopy. Okay, let's see if I can get it out and then I can put it back in. This one, again, it's wrapped up really nicely, keeping it all nice and safe. Okay, so normally Hobby Boss's clear parts are really good, and they are. Okay, so you can see the nice rivet detail on there, nice, well, indentation, straights, whatever they are on there. Okay, and what I like about Hobby Boss ones, when the painting part, the bit that you need to paint, so these bits here, you see how it's all roughed up? That makes it painting a lot easier. When you actually get a clear part and it's clear all over, the paint can have trouble sticking to it. So that's really nice there. Okay, we'll just put that bit to one side and we'll get on to the next one. So this one, again, we'll just cut it out. This is going to be all the other clear parts. Okay, and I will wrap them back in this. Right, so we've got the main canopy. Those glass bits are probably for that reconnaissance pod, and then we've got other bits for lights and stuff like that. So again, some really nice detail on there on that one. And that is that. So that's Hobby Boss's S17 fitter. Really nice kit, and I think once it's finished, it's going to be a really impressive build. Okay, there's lots of detail on there. Okay, the decals, sorry, I forgot to go over the decals. They all look really nice in register. Okay, hardly any carrying film. Okay, so they should behave themselves, hopefully. But all in all, really happy. Now you can pick this kit up for about 45 quid. Okay, for that you're getting a hell of a lot of plastic. Okay, and this is going to be a decent size model, so it's going to be at least maybe 35 centimeters long, and depending on how you have the wings, okay, at least 30 centimeters wide, with all the drop tanks, all the ordnance, the photo etch, and all that sort of stuff. For this amount of price and this type of plastic that you get in there, okay, I think that's a steal. 45, maybe 50 quid. But you know, looking at it, I'm not building mine. Looking at it, it looks really nice. So this is one that's going to be going on the build list for the future. Okay, I don't know when in the future, but this is one that's definitely going to be looking at getting built. Okay, so that's Hobby Boss's fitter, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Bye.